You stare at the screen. You used a chatbot to help clean up a few sentences, and now you're worried. What if the college runs your essay through a detector and your entire application gets stamped with a massive red flag? For millions of students applying to schools like the University of California, this fear is intense. But those programs that supposedly sniff out robot words, they are already obsolete. They were unreliable. They frequently flagged original, authentic student work as fake, punishing people simply for writing with a formal structure. Because of those errors, university admissions offices and corporate hiring managers quietly stopped using them. So if the gatekeepers aren't scanning for cheating anymore, how are they sorting through the flood of AI-generated applications? To manage the massive volume of writing, gatekeepers are turning to a new tool. Modern detectors don't scan for cheating. Instead, they process and summarize text before a human ever sees it. Think about the logistics. Admissions officers cannot physically read 50,000 polished multi-page essays. They need a way to condense the data. Every long essay is forcefully compressed into a short, high-level summary. During that compression, stylistic flair dissolves away. The algorithm strips the text down to raw facts, leaving only basic nouns and verbs. Your application must survive a process designed to condense your identity into bullet points. When a bot writes an essay, the result is technically flawless, but it lacks emotional dimension. When an admissions algorithm reads that polished text, it recognizes the hollow vocabulary immediately. It simply identifies and discards the empty fluff. The result of that compression is brutal. A personal story gets reduced to a flat summary that says, "Applicant likes biology and volunteering." Highly competitive schools like Caltech are already experimenting with these advanced AI-assisted filtering systems to evaluate a student's authenticity. Letting a bot write your story makes you interchangeable with 10,000 other generic applicants. There is a way to beat the algorithmic squeeze. It requires leaning into a strategy called the human premium. The strategy breaks down into an actionable ratio, the 70-30 rule. You can safely use AI for about 30% of the work. Let it help you with outlining, structuring your ideas, and initial brainstorming. But the remaining 70% must come directly from you. It requires the one dataset that no AI has access to, your lived experience. To prevent your story from being compressed into a generic summary, you need to rely on micro moments. A generic applicant claims, "I learned leadership." A human applicant describes the precise sensory detail of physical anxiety in their hands before a pivotal event. Those hyper-specific details act like unblendable crunch in the gears of the summarizer. The algorithm is forced to pass that unique detail on to the human reader. Admitting where you failed or struggled signals your humanity. It is exactly what admissions officers are looking to surface. In an era flooded with perfect, automated writing, you stand out by remaining messy and authentic.